Hashtag dedication, hashtag motivation, hashtag no days off. All of this complete and utter obsession with a long-term goal is making you a failure. I've worked with hundreds of both in-person and online clients, and that means I've had hundreds and hundreds of people come to me with these big, grandiose goals that they are going to achieve. They come to me and they tell me that they are going to lose 50 pounds. They said to me they're going to train 6 days a week and get jacked out of their minds. They're going to get shredded, peeled for the summer. What I'm getting at is that everyone getting into fitness or speaking to an online coach like myself has a big goal in mind. They are dedicated to that goal, they care about that goal, and they want to achieve that goal. So why the hell is it that a large majority of those people never achieve that goal? Before you say it, no, it's not my fault. It's because they don't stick to doing what's actually required to reach their goal. They are super dedicated to the end, but not the start and not the middle. Only that final destination. And that is what I'm going to be discussing today. Top link in my description will take you to Progressive Z Coaching, my online coaching company, or you can email me personally on ashmaypt@gmail.com if you have any questions or would like some more information. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please give the video a thumbs up, it really helps. So, like I was saying, out of the hundreds of people that I've worked with, very few of them actually achieve the goals that they set out to. And the reason for that isn't that they're not dedicated. It's not that they're not motivated or committed. It's that they are committed, dedicated and motivated, but to the wrong thing. They are super fired up for the outcome, the finish of their goal. They are nowhere near their goal yet, but they already love that person who has reached it, and they are already happy as that person that's reached it. The issue here is that results are a long way away. In fact, if you've been in fitness for a while now, you'll probably already know that results coming to an end, pretty much just never going to happen. It's an ever-moving goalpost. You'll never be truly satisfied or happy with what you've achieved because it's always that next thing. But that is definitely a topic for another video. The fact of the matter is that the goals that people initially come up with, generally speaking, are outcome-based goals. Outcome goals are about the final product. I currently weigh 250 pounds. My goal is to weigh 200 pounds, for example. If you are dedicated to being 200 pounds, it basically means fuck all. What does mean something is being dedicated to a process goal. A process goal is a goal centered around daily or weekly processes which will lead to something. They will move the needle, but they aren't an outcome in themselves. For example, in this situation, your process goal could be to stick to your calorie deficit every single day. That would be a process goal of the daily process of feeding yourself. If you are dedicated to that, it will mean something and it will get you somewhere. The difference is basically that one of these, the first one, is sitting in your bedroom looking at a picture of the Eiffel Tower, and the other one is actually going to France and walking towards the Eiffel Tower. Please let me know in the comment section whether that analogy makes any sense, because I literally have no idea if it does or not. It does to me. So what I'm saying with this is that humans naturally gravitate towards outcome goals rather than process goals, and that is what makes them fail. The issue with learning this is that it's hard to just switch over, because you can understand this and tell yourself that you now care only about process goals. But it's very easy to lie to yourself in this situation. How do we get around that? Unfortunately, I don't really have an answer for that right now. It seems to me that just general education and time spent understanding this topic is useful, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not there yet. A big misconception is that being dedicated is the same as being motivated. That's just not true. Some of the most dedicated people I've ever met are the least motivated, and some of the most motivated people I've met are the least dedicated, because dedication can be purely derived from passion, which requires zero motivation. However, motivation can be derived from a million things other than dedication. But anyway, I don't really know where I'm going with this little section of the video. I just wanted to be able to touch on a quote that I heard ages ago, and it stuck with me and I carry through it with me to this day. And that is that people don't lose motivation, they lose vision. And I love that because it is so true. People don't lose motivation, people lose vision. Because if we go back to that 250 pound person who said that their goal was to be 200 pounds, we go to them a few months after they gave up getting to that goal. I can bet you now that if you said to them, do you want to be 200 pounds? They would say, yes, absolutely, I'd love to be £200. When it's brought to them, they still have that goal and they are still motivated by the thought of it. The reason that they didn't get it wasn't motivation. The issue is that they lost vision of why they were motivated to get that goal. They lost vision. They lost sight of their why. Losing £50 isn't a why. Weighing £200 isn't a why. Being jacked and shredded isn't a why. Feeling more confident, being healthier, being happier, feeling attractive to your partner, being able to play more with your children, those are whys. And if you have a strong vision of your whys to why you are doing something, then you are so much more likely to achieve it. Not just with fitness, but with anything. I've spoken to many clients about this mindset and it has been so impactful. But we aren't going to apply that mindset to an outcome goal, are we? It's going to be a process goal. You're going to take your whys, take your vision, and apply them to process goals. I'm going to lift weights 4 times per week because it makes me feel happier and gives me more energy. I'm going to walk 10,000 steps per day because it will make me feel more attractive to my partner. These process goals will lead to £50 of weight loss, but the goals aren't £50 of weight loss. Often the biggest issue with outcome goals is that they are so damn far away. Going from obese to lean can take years of hard work. Going from skinny to jacked can take years of hard work. Running a marathon, deadlifting £500, these can all take years of hard work. I don't know about you, but years of hard work is a pretty big fucking barrier to entry. But I might not be going with this where you think I might be going with it. Yes, it's true that smaller, more short-term goals might be more achievable and realistic. It will stop you losing track of why you're doing something. But aside from that, the big issue I see with these big, faraway goals is that they are so far away that a short, temporary detour today and tomorrow feel like they're not going to be impactful. If you've got 3 years to be shredded, then what does 1 day of eating like shit mean? If you know you've got another 1,000 gym sessions ahead of you to deadlift £500, then what does missing 1 of them today mean? You've still got another 999. And this is a terrible mindset at the best of times. But in the context of big long-term goals, it is nearly a surefire way to fail. Because 1 day you won't have 1,000 more gym sessions, you'll have 10. And the next day you won't have 3 years left. You'll have 3 days. And that's when you realise that you fucked up and then it's too late. Because you let 3 months slide thinking you had plenty of time. It's like when you sit at home and tell yourself that you've got time for another match of COD before you have to get dressed and get ready and leave the house, and then suddenly you're already 15 minutes late. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. And finally, I'm talking about the derivation of happiness, which is basically a really pretentious way of saying where do you get happiness from. The point here is that being dedicated to a long-term goal is not going to make you happy. If anything, it's going to make you unhappier right now and even less happy when you get there. The reason for this is that if you are constantly thinking about where you want to be, all it is a constant reminder of where you are now not being okay. Maybe you've got a really nice Jaguar, but you tell yourself every day that you want a McLaren. After 3 months of that, your Jag is going to seem like a shit car now. It's obviously not, it's a Jaguar. But in your head, all you see is the McLaren. You forget where you came from, you lose touch of where you are now, and all you care about is this end point of happiness. This is a recipe to feel like shit. And then, when you do, if you do achieve that final goal, you then realise that being that probably isn't what you thought it would be. Turns out that being jacked and shredded or whatever wasn't the key to happiness, and now you feel even shitter. It sucks, but it is so true. Getting your happiness from the idea of a long-term goal is a terrible way to approach this. You must learn to enjoy the process rather than the goal, unless you want to fail. And I know that enjoy the process is a really cliche term, but it just works. Here's an analogy for you. Let's say you're a football player and you play 10 matches per year. I have no idea if that's a realistic number of matches or not, because I know literally nothing about football or sports, but let's go with 10 per year. That is 1 game every 5 weeks. Within those weeks, it's likely you'll be training 5 or 6 times. So that means that every year you have something like 260 training sessions and 10 matches. You are training 26 times more than you are doing matches. So if you only care about the matches, if you are only happy about the matches, what happens? Well, within those matches, you won't achieve what you want to because you wouldn't have put in the work in the training that you didn't care about. And you're spending 260 training sessions, bored or not happy or skipping them, just for these 10 opportunities to be happy. But on the flip side, if you love the training and don't care much about the matches, you'll probably do better than you would have in the matches because you gave so much of your all to the training. I can relate to this. I compete in bodybuilding. Show day is alright. Standing on stage next to a bunch of blokes with really low body fat and no libido is fine. But what I really love is the nutrition. I love the training, the science, manipulating my body. I love the process, not the end goal. And that is why I succeed in bodybuilding, if you want to call it that. Not really. But that is why I succeed and others fail. Because I derive my happiness in bodybuilding from the right things, not the wrong things. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. This video is becoming terribly waffly, so I'm going to leave it there. So hit the top link in the description to go to Progressive Physique Coaching, my online coaching company, or you can email me personally on ashmaypt@gmail.com for more information or any questions. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and until the next one, see you later, guys.